First and foremost, if nobody told you as of yet today, I love you. If nobody told you as of yet today, I am proud of you. You gonna continue to achieve anything you set out to do. Also, I gotta give you that brief disclaimer. I only want you to take what resonates and I want you to leave the rest behind, alright? I don't want you trying to force certain scenarios for you. If you don't get your confirmation through me, I guarantee you gonna get it through somebody else, baby. Be patient, alright? Also, y'all already know my voice too raspy to be whispering. So this about the time that you probably want to go ahead and hit that volume, alright? Now before we jump in, chosen ones, I want to thank you so much for all y'all's love, all y'all's likes, all y'all shares, all y'all subscribes, all y'all's kind words that you not only send to me, but each other. So I appreciate you. You understand me? Now also, thank you for everybody who has been purchasing their tickets to my event, as well as certain individuals who have been sending individuals in my direction. I certainly appreciate you because you are not just focusing on healing you, but you also spreading that healing and love, light, and abundance to other individuals too. So I appreciate you. You understand? Now let's get started. Chosen ones, I want you to pay attention, right, to the difference of energy that you're feeling. Because there were so many seasons where you thought that you was unfavored. There were so many seasons where you felt like you were struggling, whether or not that was mentally, financially, physically, so on and so forth. You starting to realize that that was just a way of thinking, that those illusions was just in your mind. Because all you had to do is relax and allow God to lead you. See, you so used to going to other individuals' flow, right? So you had past partners where you allowed them to set that momentum in a sense. And you was just following along with whatever it is that they decided that you needed to be doing. There's certain people that, again, they may have led you on in a sense or made you feel like if you invested in them, you was going to get something out of it. Whole time they had some truth to that too. But it may not have been what you wanted to get out of those individuals. See, they may have promised you the world in a sense. They promised you that they was going to be able to provide for you. They promised you that they was going to be able to invest in you. They promised you that after you helped work on them, they was going to come back and work on you. Not even realizing that those statements was not true. But you see it clearly now. See, you stop depending on other people to have your happiness. You stop looking for everybody else to solve your problems in a sense. You started to realize that you was not the problem. Problems surrounded you because you was the solution to so many other individuals. See, from the outside looking in, you were so used to helping other individuals. This is family, lovers, friends, careers, opportunities too. You so used to being the problem solver for other individuals, but when it came to you, that's something that you didn't always have the ability to do. You allowed yourself to think negative. You really allowed yourself to be under an illusion in a sense. You may have reacted when under pressure. You may have had anxiety based upon your family, friends, or your lover. You allow other people's pressure to truly project upon you. You was out here stressing about certain things that God already told you that he had you. You understand me? But you ain't believe it. At the time, you was being rushed. See, at that time, you felt like you had to make a quick decision. You understand? And you may not have always knew who to trust, but you see now. See, you had to go within. You stopped, again, looking in other individuals' directions to save you, and you started saving yourself. See, you was calling out for help, but they was out here paying attention to somebody else. You was out here energetically pleading for them to come in. You was out here wanting them to save you. Whole time, these individuals couldn't even swim. They was not the individuals that had the ability to save you. So now you see clearly now, right? And with that, you are truly starting to take your energy back. With that, you starting to not react. See, that's your biggest test, chosen ones. See, God wants to see how you going to react when you feel like you under pressure. Are you going to step up to that CEO position? Or are you going to start wilding, start crying, start getting mad, start tripping? God wanted to see what you was going to do. Because this whole time in your life, these were training purposes for you. See, he knows that he was going to put you on this pedestal. He knew he was going to put you in this position. He knew that this career, this abundance, this love, light, and affection, he knew all of this was going to come in. So during your lifetime, you've been faced with several experiences, but God wanted to see how you was going to handle it. See, at the time, you felt like you was being forced. At the time, you ain't always know what was going on. So, of course, the human in you, the 3D in you, the fear in you, instilled by other individuals, of course, that had you looking crazy at times. We gonna say. Shit, you might have looked like James Brown in his mugshot that day. You feel me? You out here, you was losing your mind. And I ain't even talking about on that DMX tip. You was real close to giving up and caving into that dark shit. You were so close to, again, being tricked out of your position, but then you started to realize, and you caught yourself slipping, and I'm proud of you, chosen ones. See, it doesn't matter how many times you fell into the same trap. It doesn't matter how many times you felt like you was getting pushed back. You understand me? Each time you felt things slipping, each time you felt like you was tripping, you started to embed your feet deeper within. You understand? You went to God. So what do you think is happening? See, you ain't even realize that that was training purposes because, again, in this thing called life, you the CEO. So just like when you go to certain job interviews and you know damn well you want this position, right? You know damn well that this position comes with certain benefits. This position could put you in a position where you ain't got to worry about shit. So what do? You put on your best outfit. You go in front of these individuals. They give you certain scenarios and ask you if this was happening, what would you do? If this customer said this, how would you move? If your policy doesn't permit this, what would you say to these individuals? See, we gonna break that down, chosen one. In life, right? There's certain individuals who sent black magic to you. You wasn't tripping. You knew what they was doing to you. But there's certain individuals that because they don't see it physical, they try to act like it wasn't true. But you knew the whole time, right? So that's like, again, you on the phone with a customer and they telling you, oh, nah, I paid this, and you don't even see that. Oh, I did this, but you know damn well that's not true, so you don't even believe that, right? And they want you to pull out all these stops. They want you to do all of these things that you know that your policy doesn't permit. That's them sending you black magic. That's them sending you negative energy. That's them doing some crazy things, right? You went to God. God told you, nah, you chosen. You don't match that darkness with darkness. You use your light. Your policy, which is your agreement with God, did not permit you to match these karmic individuals' energy. You had to stay in your truth. You had to play that position and go to God and ask him what you can do. So just like when you say customer service, or you in some type of position and somebody try to ask you something that you know that you can't be doing, right? You went to God, which is like your manager, which is like the owner, whatever the case may be. You went to them to see how you could help this individual. See, if it was something within that you can assist in, whether or not that's words that you said, whether or not that's financial help that you can give these individuals, so on and so forth, you went to God first to see how you should carry it. He told you what to tell them. Sometimes they accepted it, but sometimes they rebutted. See, You didn't have to keep going back and forth with them. You didn't have to, again, match their energy and be unprofessional like them. You had to stand in your truth. You had to go to God to see how you should carry it, right? You did the right thing. Yeah, some people going to be mad based upon how God tells you to carry them. Yeah, some people going to get mad that God tells you that you no longer can help them. But again, you had to go based upon the policy. That's that moral compass. That's that honesty. That's that love, light, and abundance that flows through you. You understand? You had to stay yourself. You had to live in your truth. Yeah, they was mad on the other line talking all of these things to you. But again, when they got off the phone with you and they try to call back, they was going to get the same information that you told them because you was speaking the truth. See, you have to know when you have to let go, or when some people got their mind made up. You have to know that, again, certain individuals are just so used to getting over, but they wasn't able to get over on you. You stuck to the policy that God told you to. So let's talk about this, right? Again, on that job interview, they going to ask you certain scenarios like, okay, if this happened, what you going to do? If this person says this to you, what you going to say back to this person? So on and so forth. So just like on that interview, you're not going to say, well, I'm going to cuss those individuals out. I'm going to hang up on them as soon as they start saying crazy things out their mouth. You know damn well you're going to stay real professional in that setting. You know that you're going to think about all the situations because they're going to ask you, okay, well, what have you been in? Can you name a certain scenario where somebody wasn't pleased with this? Or if you had this, they asked you to give them demonstrations, right? What do you think that God does too? He presents certain obstacles, so you think, right in front of you, just to ask you how you going to move. And in that sense, you're going to really have to take a moment and think about it. In that moment, you truly going to have to analyze, okay, if I can do this, I can do that, so on and so forth. You're going to have to know that it doesn't always require you to negatively react. You ain't got to match their energy. You had to maintain yours. So just like on the interview, you're not going to sit there and talk less of you. You're not going to doubt you. You know you got to show certain confidence so that they select you for that position that you applying to. Think of life just like that. Certain obstacles pop up, and God wants to see how you're going to handle that. Are you going to start tripping? Are you going to start flipping? Are you going to start getting hot and heated? You understand? He wants to see. How are you going to carry it? You got to protect your energy, baby. That's it. You have to know that you're doing everything that God asked you to do. Even when God asks you to reach out to certain individuals, and they may not always reciprocate that same energy as you. God may tell you to speak your feelings to this person. And at that time, they may not respond. At that time, they might not, again, show you certain attention. But you listen to what God told you to do. See, at that point in time, you took it personal that that individual didn't invest in you. You took it personal that that position that you applied to didn't see your truth or see what you would have the ability to do. You took it personal. The whole time you ain't even realize you wasn't supposed to be there for long. You not even realizing that God just needed you to plant that seed and move on. See, something about seeds, right? As you notice, when you first plant your seeds, the next day you don't see that harvest. Next day you don't see that bloom. You know that there's certain seasons that that seed has to go through. There's a certain process that that seed has to go through. And at the right time, the sun's going to shine and you're going to see that start producing. Know that certain people, certain positions, so on and so forth that you cross paths with, not everything is supposed to be long lasting. Sometimes you planting that seed for other individuals to come through and be able to eat. Sometimes you saying those kind words to that person, regardless if it seemed like they received it, you don't even realize that that's the back of their conscience. That's what they needed in order to get it started. You understand me? So you can't take things personally when certain positions, people, so on and so forth are not reciprocating you in real time. because it's part of the bigger picture. So you just pay attention and listen to the divine. I'm trying to tell you. But at the same time, you got to realize that you are here for a reason, chosen ones. You are truly a healer, chosen ones. You are somebody that, again, goes through certain situations to help other people grow through certain situations. You are the clarity in a sense. Regardless if people tell you, best believe that they noticing. So if you were somebody who had certain struggles, right? Financially, mentally, physically, so on and so forth, because you kept pushing, because you kept, again, every time your foot starts slipping, you reground it and start building back again. You understand me? You're going to realize that there was somebody watching you and you was helping them. Regardless if they told you at that time, regardless if you've seen it or not, you are somebody who's here to lead other individuals to God. You the individuals to show them that they got the keys and the pieces to them the whole time. They are the answer. So you can't sit there and take it personally when people don't reciprocate your same energy, because you're not doing it to get something out of it. You're doing it because that's naturally you. You doing it because that's what God asked you to do, and you know that there's bigger picture to this. So as situations are happening, you are taking a different approach to them. As situations are happening, now you're starting to be able to truly get a hold of them. And you're starting to realize it's not as bad as you thought, chosen ones. Soon as this little hiccup pops up, right? You not tripping no more. You not panicking no more. You like, all right, cool. God showed me this. Let me see what I could do. And because you kept your cool, all of a sudden it's going to solve itself out for you. So again, you could have had car problems. All of a sudden, what happens? In the past tense, you would have started tripping. In the past tense, you would have thought the worst out of it. Not now. Now when that happened, you like, all right, cool. What do I need to do? And all of a sudden, God sits there and presents the answers to you. Now you starting to realize it wasn't as bad as you thought it was. You was just manifesting that in a sense, because you so used to being in certain unfortunate circumstances. Your seasons is over for that. You understand me? God is going to make everything flow for you. But you have to accept it. You have to embrace it. You can't start to get all upset. You can't start out here acting a mess. You can't be out here matching that energy in a sense. You have to maintain yours so that all your abundance and answers can come in. You understand me? Even pertaining to partners, you can't plead with these people to be who you see that they could be. They have to believe that themselves. So after you plant that seed, you may have to move on from them in order to see them prevail. That doesn't mean that they're not going to get on their shit. But you have to be so consumed in you. You understand me? You have to be so focused on your future and know that you did what you needed to do. You planted that seed. And sometimes you won't be around when you see that harvest comes in for those individuals that you planted those seeds in. But again, you did it for the bigger picture. You know that plant that you see, that seed that you planted within them is going to help other individuals around them. It's going to be something that they can eat off of in the future, but you may not be there to witness it. But that's the difference between you and them. You do things for other people's benefits. You do something based upon what God asked you to do. So keep moving. You continue to be fruitful. Great things align for you, baby, but you got to believe so that you can receive it. You understand me? You got to stay optimistic. You got to know that God got you and God's placing you in these positions. So those jobs that you're supposed to be in, they're going to come in. But those positions that you applied for and never heard from them, that's that purpose wasn't aligned with your purpose, baby. That's what I got to tell you. You hear me? You got to realize if you just settling for a job based upon its finances, so you giving up your peace for profit, knowing that job is not something that you truly have a passion for, doesn't align with your path or your purpose, That means you taking somebody else's purpose for them. That position that you go into that you barely like, but you just working there based upon the money that comes in, that's a position that's aligned with somebody else's purpose that they was praying for. So God will put you out of that position because that's not your purpose that you're supposed to be aligned with. And he's going to have somebody else be able to step in. You're going to have to play your position, all right? Great things align for you, baby. I promise you. But listen, I got to get up off of here. Please remember, I'll never reach out to you for a reading. You got to be ready to receive it. Because I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm going to tell you about your past. I'm going to tell you about your present. I'm going to tell you about your future, too. I'm going to tell you what other individuals are intended for you, but what you doing to you, too. You understand me? So be ready to receive it. Also, again, thank you so much for everybody who has purchased a ticket to my event. Greensboro, North Carolina, May 7th. We sold out. I'm so looking forward to seeing you. Orlando, Florida. I'm coming to see you in June. So if you haven't already purchased your ticket, because again, it's a select few. I want to be there one-on-one, there to help guide you, provide confirmations as they come through, but also there to answer questions that you may have me, all right? Now, also, excuse me. Also, if you're not able to see me physically, best believe I got something for you, too. I got virtual classes that's available for you, all right? It's $25 for a ticket. It's an hour-long session, but again, it's a small setting, so I'm going to be able to answer any questions as you have as we going over things, all right? Know that I got you, babies. I believe in you. Continue to be great.